So we got a question for y'all. Are you picking the Chicago Lost and Founds or the MSCHF Big Red Boot?
That's a wild statement. What's good, y'all? It's your boy Frankie.
And it's your boy Mike.
Welcome to the Soul by Soul YouTube channel. We're here with another episode of Soul Series for y'all, where we do a little bit of a long form conversation style video for y'all. Before we get into it, hit that like button and the subscribe button so you can stay up to date with everything that's happening here at Soul by Soul. So we want to open this conversation with what really has been the talk of the town in the sneaker world, and that is the MSCHF Big Red Boots. I can't believe we have to talk about this, but here we are in 2023. We've been seeing this all over social media, from influencers wearing it, to celebrities wearing it, to even people struggling to get it off their feet because of the sizing or whatever. And it's just caused an uproar and a huge conversation. I think for us specifically, it's been about, would we rock it, but also, what is this saying about the state of the sneaker culture, given the fact that this shoe is going for so much right now?
I don't know. I see sort of the origins and what they did with it kind of coming from potentially anime and Astro Boy.
Right.
And how that sneaker or boot, that's what that character wore. It's just like utterly ridiculous, the way it looks. And it actually went for a price point of $350.
Wild.
And I'm like, what are you paying for? Like, what is making it that expensive? Maybe because it's MSCHF and, you know, they're known to do these like out there collaborations or just being creative and bringing something new. They've had a lot of controversial sneakers as well.
A lot.
And it might be a small moment, but I feel like we haven't seen something to this degree in a little while.
You know, I feel like personally, when it comes to sneakers and the sneaker game, you always want to get something that you want to rock, right? And even if it's something that you think you won't rock, but like, okay, maybe you could flip this for a little something of a profit. This is not even in my conscience with this. Like, I wouldn't wear this. I wouldn't be caught dead with these on my feet anywhere. But it seems like, I guess I'm just in the minority, where a lot of people are like, nah, these actually kind of look really dope.
We really haven't had like the crazy collaborations, you know, the heat sneaker releases. So maybe they were just smart with their planning and this was the perfect time to release something like this. I agree with you. I wouldn't rock it. Would I want to see it in hand to see what all the fuss is about? Yeah. But not for $350.
Nope.
And definitely on the resale market, it's going for a crazy amount. I don't know if that's because of how limited it is or just the fact that so many sort of people on social media are posting about it. It's really, you know, raising the value of the sneaker.
So going off of what we're talking about right now with the MSCHF Big Red Boots, it's just, one of the things that's wild to me is the fact of how crazy this is on the resale market. And you have Air Jordan 1s. Air Jordan 1s not doing that on the resale market, maybe at or below retail. Or just sitting at Nike factory stores like we keep seeing all the time right now.
And I'll have this, for example, the True Blue Air Jordan 1. This is a sneaker that released earlier in the year and also sort of commemorates the Air Jordan 3 True Blue, right? So it's an ode to it, using the same colors. I'm mad about no red being on it. This was the first Air Jordan 1 released this year. So when I look at something like this, cool color blocking, it's going off gray, white, true blue, how can it go wrong? And then you see it sitting. So like you said, we have our factory store finds video series. So we've been doing shorts, going into factory stores and actually seeing what's sitting. And we're seeing things like the True Blue AJ1s. And we talk about this all the time. Years ago, you just wouldn't see a sneaker like that sitting. This sneaker would be going for $300+ on the resale market after release. Right now, that's hovering around the retail price, and maybe you can get a steal on it somewhere too. So I just think it's really crazy how that sort of shifted when it comes to Jordan 1s. We of course have the Lost and Founds in here, right? And this sneaker still holds its weight, right? But I even thought This is hovering in the 400s. I thought it would have skyrocketed by now.
It's, yeah, like back in 2020, right? You know, it felt like grab what you could get. Grab what you could get, because we were in a time, you know, where stimulus checks were getting sent out, so there was extra money coming into people's pockets. Maybe you were in a financial situation where like, hey, like I would typically budget for like social events and travel, and that's all gone. But I like sneakers.
Yeah, let me get the sneakers.
So let me get the sneakers. Let me get these Jordan 1s. Let me get these.
Facts.
Let me get these dunks. And like, it felt like we were in this time of like, yo, like you will, if that's something that interests you, you will be getting a profit. Now, fast forward almost 3 years later in 2023, you can't, like the risk is so much.
Years ago, you were able to get the Air Jordan 1 for $160, right? So I feel like when we kind of got back into the sneaker game, that's the price point. Then it went up, $170. Now we're looking at Jordan 1s at $180, and sort of like the premium or 85 pair going for $200.
Yeah.
I think the upcoming Spider-Verse sneakers, $200 again.
Yeah.
So it's just like, dang,
that's a lot.
A lot of money to spend on a Jordan 1.
Right.
When 5-ish years ago or whatever, it was $160. So the inflation is getting a little crazy, and I think especially on certain silhouettes like the 4, some of them 200, 210, 225 for the premium ones. Even like 13s, 12s, like I don't know, those are silhouettes that I don't typically wear often, but that's gonna deter me even more, you know? And you know, we have some dunks here as well. The dunks have been going up.
Right.
So price point on the dunks have been going up, but there's some solid colorways. So I don't know, it's sort of like I can mess with this time just because you're able to get what you want.
Sure.
Maybe not the greatest for a reseller, but with the price points going up, it definitely makes you reconsider. Do I even want this? Even though it is available, now it's $10, $20, $30 more than it would have been. Like, maybe I'll reconsider.
Right. It's interesting you bring that up, because I felt like in 2020, that was kind of my mindset. I can get whatever I want, because you know, you had the capital that was adjusted in your budget to get the sneakers that you wanted, and there were so many coming out all at once, and so you're just getting one, and all of a sudden your collection is building, and now you're just like, wait, do I really need that? Do I really need more? Right? So like, if you're a newish sneaker head, or like you are getting your toes, you know, wet in this game, maybe like you're not as invested and interested in getting a pair that goes for 180, a pair that goes for 200. Like 2 years ago, 160, 100. Dunks were 100.
$100
cap. 100 cap. I remember talking with one of our friends about Air Force Ones. You know, like below 100. Now 110.
Yeah.
What?
And the what is it? The color of the month ones, like 150.
150 for Air Force. I love an Air Force One. Don't get me wrong, but 150.
It's a lot, man.
It's too much. It's gotten wild.
So sort of the last thing we wanted to touch on was our personal collection shifts.
Right.
You know, we've talked a lot about years ago and how the sneaker game looked, especially surrounding the popular silhouettes. Like you, I was just going for sneaker after sneaker and getting all that I can get. One, because I definitely saw, you know, certain sneakers as just fire, and I needed it in my collection. I'll give you an example. Bread 4s, you know, the Mocha 1s, the Union 4s, really like those sneakers. Everything Ama Manier has been doing, especially the 3s, definitely high up there in my collection. I'll give you another example right here. These Union AJKO lows. So I was able to get them for retail. They're not like the most popular sneaker or silhouette, but something about them, I was like, you know what? I think I could rock this, and especially in the summertime. I actually didn't like the check mark that was on there. So I'm gonna rock it just like this, kind of Velcro exposed. But this is an example of this year, like a sneaker that I like. There's not much hype behind it. It's $150, so it's kind of pricey for this style of sneaker. But I think ultimately, it's like, you know, I'm just getting a handful, hopefully this year, to add to the collection, and this happens to be one of them. But I'm being way more particular and way more careful than I had been sort of just like serving out cash for sneakers years before. What about you? What you doing now?
That's the same wave that I'm taking on right now when it comes to my collection. I was kind of a kid in the candy store, really.
And you were getting everything.
I was getting, I don't know how.
Sneakers, Confirm, New Balance sites, foot sites.
I don't know how. I don't know.
He was getting them for people.
I was, yes. At one point, people were like, "Are you the plug?" No, I'm not.
I'm just lucky.
I'm just very fortunate. I'm grateful. What can I say? But you know, over time, like you start seeing these sneakers pile up. You can't keep everything. You want to, but you know, budgeting. You know, living arrangement, all these things. Also, like, you know, how many times I've worn them, right? Perfect example, Union 4s, right? We both got first video. We both got them, and I liked it. I liked it a lot, and I didn't really like sit on them. I didn't think about, you know, let me just see them from afar, really reflect. Nope, straight to toe, walked around. I think I only wore those 3 times, if I remember correctly. Only 3 times I wore them, and you know, it got to a point where I'm just like, I'm not wearing the sneaker. I don't see this being like something that I'm really passionate about having in my collection. Let me go on Trade Block, get something that I really want. So I got those Kobe Protros, the Hall of Fames, and I got the 5-time Lakers colorway, sneakers that I wanted. Sometimes when you're buying these sneakers, you're like not really thinking a lot about that, and it's just like, no, like I can get this and I want it, and you gotta slow down. You gotta press pause. You gotta listen to what my man Mike says. Like, don't wear them. Don't wear them yet.
Yeah, feel it out.
Feel it out.
See what if you really like them.
Exactly.
Maybe look at some unfeet videos.
Yep.
You know, do your research. Even if you made the commitment to do the purchase and you have them in hand, just give yourself a breather.
Give yourself a breather.
Because maybe there is something that you've been dying for that you can then use that sneaker to get.
Yeah.
So I feel like we're like loosely on the resale tip, I guess.
Sure.
Like going to an eBay, a GOAT, typically what we use to sell sneakers. Sometimes like some of our boys just being like, oh, yo, just you could get that for retail from me. That's fine.
Exactly.
Because I second guess myself. I don't really want this.
Right.
So casually doing it, but I feel like more so to make this hobby, you know, make sense.
Yeah.
By having a little bit of profit in there. But more so now, I think shifting to getting what we want.
Yeah, exactly. Like this year, there's only been 1 sneaker that I've purchased in my size. Only been 1, and I don't know if I'm gonna wear them. I don't know if I'm gonna keep them. I do know that the white cement 3s that are coming out, that's a necessity.
Necessity.
That's a necessity.
Need.
That is a need. Need that.
14.
The Amamania 12s.
Yeah.
I need those.
Yeah.
I need those.
Yeah.
And you see how like you know.
Yeah. You get the excitement.
You get the excitement. Like I can't wait to get these. I can't wait. I wanted the black and white Air Jordan 185s. I wanted them. And was I upset that I didn't hit? Was I upset that none of my friends hit in my size? I was.
Yeah.
But like, okay, you know what? That's money that I can now put towards the white cement, towards the Amamaniers. And it's like necessity, like really focusing on the need, I think is so critical nowadays because you have these things just sitting there. You like, if you think that I'm just gonna get these and like I will make a profit, that is gonna be tough. You're gonna have to wait. And I feel like that leads to the last thing that we want to discuss is how long are we gonna be in this state in the sneaker game right now? Do we think it's gonna be a year, 2 years, or is this like how it's gonna be?
What I'll say to that is I think it's just gonna take the creativity, innovation from the brands, kind of going a little bit outside of the box. Hopefully they could lower their prices. Is that gonna happen? I don't know. It seems like it's just on the up and up.
Right.
But I feel like they're probably losing out on certain sales when you see these popular or formerly popular silhouettes sitting.
Right.
It's just like, yo, go down $10, $20 and people will buy those again. You know what I mean? And then I think it takes sneaker brands like New Balance. You know, we love New Balance over here.
New Balance.
Frankie love him some New Balance.
Love some New Balance.
But it takes brands like that and sort of bringing us new silhouettes, bringing us new styles, having, I think, the consumer think of, yo, how am I gonna style this? What pants can I rock with this sneaker? What color kind of way on from top to bottom works the best? How could I think outside of the box? So, you know, I can't be all the way mad by a crazy product like the MSCHF Big Red Boot, because maybe it does something. But then on the other end, it's like, okay, the silhouettes that are staples, let those collabs, let the big brands master those, or give us something refreshing with that, or give us the OGs we want.
I think the brands are trying to like kind of capture that. Like we see that with the reimagine that's happening, or like the remastering with Jordan, right? You get the Lost and Founds, and they have a reimagined look. They're clearly the Chicago's, but they're not like the OG Chicago's. You know, you get the White Cement reimagined. They're clearly the White Cement 3s, but they are different. They're not the OG. You know, there's been talk that the Royal Ones are gonna come back. They're gonna come back reimagined. The bread ones, but they're gonna come back in a different material. So it's like the brands know nostalgia like sells. Yeah. And it's like, okay, how could we sell that differently? I think like it's there, but we're not all the way there. And you know, I don't really, at least for me, I don't see this really calming down anytime soon. I think the prices will remain this high for, unfortunately, another year. I do think that if you are in the reselling game, like, it's gonna be tough. Like you're either gonna have to downsize or, you know, really kind of liquidate what you got. But then over time, you know, like if the economy gets a little better and, you know, things shift a little bit, price points get a little better, you know, maybe we could go back to what it looked like back in 2019, 2020, where, you know, you will be able to see some profit. But
yo, take me back to like 2016, 2017.
Take you all the way back there.
Where all the hot stuff was sitting.
Oh my God.
And at a more affordable price.
Right now, this is kind of going to be what it is. And we just kind of got to roll with the punches. And that's why, go for what you need. Yeah. Go for what you need.
Yeah. Thank you guys so much for tuning in to another Soul Series video. We just thought it was cool to sort of go down the longer format route, sort of podcasty. You know, we give you a bunch of short content on the platform, but we wanted to just express our thoughts a little bit more. Definitely let us know what you think about this way of doing videos. Maybe we will expand it. Frankie and I have decided to, you know, when we link up in person, we'll deliver something like this. So let us know in the comments what you think. Do you like this style of video? What do you want us to talk about sort of the next go around? Definitely like this video, subscribe to the channel, all that good stuff. You can follow us on Instagram and on TikTok. We trying something new, but follow us at _SoulXSoul. And anything else is
word of advice.
Word of advice, okay.
A word of advice.
Uh-huh.
Get what you need.
Peace, y'all.